Go back with me to 1969 and spend a night in wartime Vietnam. No, we won't be cruising the bars and bordellos of Saigon, but don't worry, we won't be out in the bush either. We'll be relatively safe, manning a cozy little bunker along the perimeter of Thanh North, a small U.S. Army airfield some 35 kilometers east of Saigon. From there, we'll have a front row seat to watch the war unfold upon the stage before us. I've also arranged for other special treats for us to enjoy during the show. Guard mount begins at 1700 hours. Don't be late. By 1969, the brass knows we smoke pot, so the officer of the guard checks our gear for marijuana. No problem. Like everyone else, I've already stashed ours in a 35mm Kodak film container under the sandbags of our bunker. After inspection and a security briefing, we head out to the perimeter, laden with flak vests, helmets, weapons, ammo, and whatever food and toys we want to bring with us. The best view is from the guard tower, but we take a bunker. We don't want the tower anyway. In the event of a ground attack, it's Charlie's first target. Our bunker is built into an earthen embankment we call the berm. Located on the southeastern berm, it looks towards the Australian base at Nui Dat, some 45 kilometers away, not far from Vung Tau, a coastal resort town along the South China Sea. About 2 kilometers to our left is the Thai Army base, Bearcat. 30 kilometers beyond that, the town of Swan Lock, and the strategic U.S. Army base called Black Horse. 15 kilometers behind us lies the gigantic Long Bin Army base. Finally, 35 miles due west, there's Sin City, Saigon. I'll take you there some other night. The first thing we have to do is clear the bunker of critters that might have taken up residence there. Snakes find the bunkers a nice place to nap, or to prey upon the rats that come in search of food scraps the soldiers leave behind. Watch out for lizards too. Some are big, and most are very aggressive, and once they bite, they never let go. The most famous of these is the gecko lizard. Seldom seen, but frequently heard, this nocturnal beast has a distinctive mating call. We Jais call them "fuck you lizards," because their call has a similar sound. We'll hear from them later tonight, I'm sure. Insects abound in the Vietnamese countryside. You can hear them now. Some of them are dangerous, especially scorpions. Their sting is nasty. Many spiders carry venom too. Ditto for these giant millipedes. A lot of other insects in Vietnam are huge, but rather harmless, including this giant leafhopper, this water beetle, and this rhinoceros beetle. Fortunately, this huge mosquito drinks nectar, not blood. Millions of their bloodthirsty female cousins, however, are waiting to make a meal of us tonight. After clearing the bunker, we can set up our gear. We hang our bandoliers of M16 clips on the post. The rest of the ammo's already there inside a footlocker. We open the bipod of our M60 machine gun and place it in the front window. We grab a can of ammo from the footlocker, place it on the floor beneath the window, open it up, and pull out the ammo belt. We place it into the M60, close the top, check that the safety is on, then lock and load. She's ready to go. We take a clip from our bandolier, pick up the M16, check that the safety is on, insert the clip, then lock and load. We put it on the windowsill, then pick up the M79 grenade launcher and place it beside the M16. We get a bandolier of M79 grenades from the footlocker and hang it on the post. We take out a couple rounds, place them on the sill, ready to load if we need to. We'd better grab a few illumination flares from the footlocker too. We'll definitely need them. Like opening a sardine can, we have to twist a key to open the shipping container. The flares can now be fired by removing the cap from the top and slipping it over the bottom. Then by slapping the bottom against the butt of the hand, the thigh, or ground, it ignites a rocket-propelled flare into the air. At about 50 meters up, it pops open a parachute, then ignites the flare, giving a minute or so of light as it floats to the ground. The first time I saw one, I quickly realized the used flare casing would make a great bong. I made one using some aluminum tubing and fittings from the aircraft hydraulics shop to make the stem and bowl. The engine shop had some fine brass fuel screens that fit perfectly into the bowl. Placed in the bushes or in a ditch, anyone who might see it would think it was only a discarded flare. In fact, it's only a few meters from the bunker right now. I'll go get it after dark. Finally, we put the starlight scope onto the sill. It's a welcome addition to our arsenal. This newly developed device magnifies light from the moon and stars and displays a grainy, two-tone green image in the viewfinder. It won't work so well tonight, though. There's no moon, and though it's called starlight, the images are dim without the moon's help. Still, it's better than complete darkness. Floodlights are being installed around our perimeter, but it will be a few weeks before the Army engineers finish. Until then, we have only the scope and illumination flares to help us see into the darkness. Fortunately, the engineers have already installed seismic and pressure sensor systems around the base. These are buried about 100 meters out and 1 or 2 meters below the ground. Purportedly, they can detect movement of people weighing 60 pounds or more. The sensors send signals to a control station for analysis and location. If the signal is suspicious, the controller can alert the bunkers or gunships to take action. We also have anti-mortar radar. In the event of a mortar attack, it uses reverse trajectory to determine the launch point and, of course, initiate a counterattack. Although we have advanced defense systems, we still need the more conventional type. About 100 meters to the right is North Star Fire Support Base. Its battery of 6 105mm howitzers is manned by a company of soldiers from the Royal Thai Army. Besides providing us with firepower, they also provide us with Thai stick, a potent form of marijuana that they bring with them from Thailand. Unlike the U.S. Army, the Thai brass don't mind marijuana use. Pot smoking is an ancient Thai cultural tradition. Closer by, about 20 meters in front, we have a half a dozen claymore mines. Hanging beneath the windowsill are their numbered detonators that we call clackers. Well, we'd better go out and check the claymores and stuff before it gets too dark. First, we'd better disconnect the clackers. Out at the claymores, we check that they're facing forwards. Charlie is known to sneak in and turn them around. Next, we check that the firing caps are inserted and secure. Beyond the claymores, 3 rows of concertina wire, stacked 2 or 3 high, ring the base. The nearest row, about 10 meters from the claymores, also has barbed wire laid in crisscross fashion low to the ground to prevent the enemy from easily crawling through the concertina wire. There are also trip flares there, so we check to see that Charlie hasn't disarmed them. Everything seems to be in order, so let's return to the bunker. It's kind of stuffy inside, so some guys sit on chairs on top. It seems they would make a good target for snipers, but we haven't had any incidents. We'll play it safe, though, and take seats inside on the bench at the window. As dusk approaches, military police sentries arrive with their guard dogs. They'll be walking the wire all night long. I don't know about them, but we feel safer with them out there. Long Tan has taken mortars and rockets in the past, and its perimeter has been probed, but it has never had a true ground assault. We probably have about 1,000 men at the base, but none are infantry. We're mostly technicians, pilots, crew members, clerks, and cooks. Still, we're soldiers first, and at least we know how to pull a trigger. We also have good physical defenses and can call in support from nearby bases if we need to. Charlie was seriously weakened in Tet last year, but the North Vietnamese Army have taken up some of the slack. We think they would be fools to attack us, but we can never be sure. The night and the element of surprise are their 2 best allies, so we never know if or when they may attack. It's a thought that's foremost in our minds from dusk to dawn. Whether he's really out there or not, we must assume he is. Now that the skies have dimmed, I can go out and get my bong and marijuana. I'll roll one, and we can watch the sunset behind us.